We have three core parts here. First is our Minecraft Forge mod, next is a Python server we are running locally, and finally we have OpenAI and 11 Labs. Let's say the player breaks a block. This is detected by our Forge mod, which passes this information onto the Python server. The Python server has a few things: a history consisting of a window of recent events and the AI's responses, and a more robust, long-standing memory where it stores important long-term facts. Periodically, or when an important event happens, the Python server will bundle all of this information up and send it to OpenAI. This will look something like this. The player recently made a shovel and broke 10 sand blocks. Keeping in mind that they really like sand and are making a sand castle, give an appropriate response. Then OpenAI or ChatGPT has the job of kind of figuring out what's going on and then replying appropriately. With a prompt like this, it would probably deduce the player is collecting sand for their sandcastle, and then reply with something like, "Still going at it with this sandcastle thing, huh?" 11 Labs is responsible for text-to-speech and will finally generate an audio file, which is then played. Now on to some limitations we have because of how we are doing things. Firstly, with OpenAI and 11 Labs, since we are essentially simulating going onto their respective sites and then typing in our prompts, but through code, we require something called API keys. These are basically tied to your account and is the equivalent of logging in to use these services. Another thing is that using these two services required paid credits, which have to be bought on their respective websites. OpenAI generally eats credits pretty slowly, and I've only used a few dollars worth of credits while testing so far, but 11 Labs is pretty expensive to use extensively, and in the same time period, it's probably eaten through $10 to $20 worth of credits. If you opted to simply have the AI write its output into the chat, you could avoid this cost, so that's a potential solution. Secondly, it's hard to release this as a full downloadable mod that works out of the gate because of the Python server here. Because we're routing most of our logic through it, it means you'll need to set up your own Python server and link it to the mod for it to work. For it to work all in one as a downloadable mod, all the logic would need to be run from the Minecraft mod, and due to certain limitations, that's just not possible right now. Finally, doing this for other games. Someone in my comments suggested Fortnite, and I was thinking of Valorant, but there are again very large limitations. Because we are using a Minecraft mod, there is inbuilt functionality which triggers when certain events like blocks being broken or the player dies happen. For another game which we can't mod at this level, we would need to use computer vision, or essentially have the computer constantly look at what's happening on the screen and then come to the conclusion of what is going on. This either requires extremely high cost in the form of feeding a screenshot to ChatGPT very frequently and asking it to decipher what is going on, or extremely high computational power in creating your own computer vision program to do that. Hence, for now, this is probably off the table and is probably only feasible once you have a working computer vision program, which isn't too resource intensive.